Old Cutler Shores, Old Cutler Palms, Banyan Woods, the Grove at Old Cutler, and others will be visited today. Mike Schuler, Realtor, here once again to continue video home tours of Palmetto Bay in and near Old Cutler Road. We will be at the intersection of Old Cutler Road and Richmond Drive, which is 168th Street, which is the original town of Cutler, way back in the 1800s, and later in the early 1900s, the foundation of the Deering Estate nearby. So we will pay a quick visit to those areas also. Hope you enjoy. Palmetto Bay Village Center, office complex, and much more, but primarily offices. I did have an office there briefly, and maybe we'll come back here one day here soon because I really like the location near my house, and I like the ambiance, and I love the bayfront view if you can afford to have an office waterfront, and that's what I hope to have soon. So this is a little bit of commercial end as we go back towards Old Cutler Road. Up next will be the library, and we'll resume filming there in just a moment. Just wanted to get Jacob to get this view here because Friday night this will be loaded with food trucks, both this side and the other. And I've been out here. It's a very enjoyable thing that they do once a month, especially during the winter. Food trucks at Palmetto Bay Village Center. You can see the sign here, Village of Palmetto Bay. This is actually officially a public library system, and I believe it's also named after the Ludovici family. Friends of mine, pioneer attorney families of the old Pirine, now Palmetto Bay, and Ed Ludovici especially was instrumental in the incorporation of Palmetto Bay. Just a little tidbit there, if you can get the library in there a little bit more. I think this is a nice, cute thing about the library. Out its north entrance is some stables with horses. Every once in a while I bring my grandkids here and visit the stables at the library. The gate is closed, but maybe you can get a little bit of the structure here. The Lotta Estate, owned by Palmetto Bay, and it's basically available for weddings and other functions, quinces, things like that. And we're going to go around to the back side on the other side of the canal, and we'll get another view from over there. We're at the bridge at Snowden's, what I call Snowden's Canal, and Jacob's going to try to get some on the other side, and you have to just bear with us as far as the traffic. And as you pan around and come past the bridge, I notice some of the kids still do what I did when I was a kid, and they come here and jump off the bridge, and this canal ends at the dam here, and in fact I see a pretty big pelican up on top there on the right. Am I seeing correctly? So we're gonna come down here, and there's a new park with an area down where the palm trees are. If you can pan to the left a little bit, we're gonna head down there next, and we'll see you down there, bayfront. I'm just asking Jacob to get a little bit of the wooded area here to the north of Deering Point. The reason I'd like him to get that in there is there was discovery of fossils that is one of the most historic in the country as far as mammoth and prehistoric man fossils being discovered here that date back over 10,000 years. And my best understanding is that this area will always be preserved, both for that and other reasons. Also, the facilities here, the bathrooms, that's brand new, as is the basically the paving and all this going down here, the brick pavers. All right, we're on Old Cutler itself, headed north. We're almost to the light at Richmond Drive. I'm just going to pull over to the right a little bit and get a little bit of this community. This is a gated community, Old Cutler Palms. And you can see a little bit between the gates. It's a very exclusive area, very expensive. We're looking at basically in the $1 million range for most homes. And if I recall, we're looking at a community of less than 50 homes in there. We have Banyan Woods here on the left, 169th Street, and coming back around to the right before we get to the light. Right where this sign is, Deering Estate at Cutler. This is where there was a historical marker that designated the town of Cutler. And basically, we're going to go down and see the entrance to Deering Estate. There's a little bit of commercial activity here in the old site of the town of Cutler. Your Starbucks and Sir Pizza and a few other things. Off to the left here, this vacant lot here, it was a popular restaurant. It was popular to us. At one time it was called Snowden's, another time it was called OCI, Old Cutler Inn. And unfortunately, we don't have that restaurant anymore. We're going to come down to the Deering Estate. And I wish I knew the acreage, but I don't, for the Deering Estate proper. We used to be able to go down to the bay this way, and it says People's Dock Entrance. So I'll have to look up and see what that's about. Not every day you get to see something like this. Now it's going over one way. Did it turn around? Come back? And now it's going north. And I'm not sure if I even want to get out of the car. I used to handle kids or snake when I was a kid, but as I matured, I think I've learned better. All right, we're headed back west on Richmond Drive, Southwest 168th Street. I just pulled over to get this old-time house in here because we're looking at one of the probably original structures back when it was a little bit after the town of Cutler was established. A building like this could be upwards of 100 years old or more. And when I was growing up, there was a lot of older structures on these four corners of Richmond and Old Cutler. But I wanted to get one of them here before we go on to the next gated community. We'll be there in a minute. All right, we're in the area of 169th Street, 170th, and around 84th Avenue. I'm sorry, around 78th Avenue. And basically, a lot of this is the Old Cutler Heights, and basically big homes, upper price range, in the $500,000 to $650,000 range. Bordered on both ends by a canal. Here's a pretty modernistic looking home right here by one of my competitors, Hazel Goldman. You can now when I say bordered by the canal, we just passed the canal. I was hoping to be able to see it here. This was an area that I used to fish as a kid, and I know it's right there on the other side of the chain link fence. And straight ahead here, you can see right there the banks of it without seeing the water, so I don't see a reason for getting out though. We'll go up here to the last gated community and then call it a day. The Grove at Old Cutler, gated community, very small, tight-knit community of about 50 homes. We're wrapping up this Old Cutler Part 2 here, and basically we had talked about me and the canals and fishing and boating and stuff. I was just telling Jacob, this canal right here, before there were homes here, used to have a boat ramp right on that side right there. There's see no signs of it, and you see the gate there. That's where we used to also get Flamingo Gardens. This is interesting. This is on the north side of Richmond, which we'll do another video, but Flamingo Gardens got its name from Flamingo Farms. Prior to Hurricane Andrew, this was a huge horse farm. It sounds crazy, but it was for thoroughbred and I would guess some type of elite riding. So we all liked it as far as a horse farm, being in the local community and that type of thing. But with the value of land, of course, things have changed, and we're now going on the roundabout, Palmetto Bay, headed south on 87th Avenue, and this was all included in a video once before, which is Malbrook Homes, Merrill Estates, Pinewood Estates, and you'd have to see a different video to see this one. So we're calling it a day after I also mentioned Richmond Drive, 168th Street, going down to Eureka, 184th Street, happens to be 16 streets apart, which is 1 mile. That's part of the grid system that I have in another lesson. So maybe you want to watch that one. That's the downtown Palmetto Bay I have that also explains the street grid system. All right, you guys have a great day. Over and out.